Not long ago, I was all over Google and some books searching for signs just 3 days after a delayed period. Of course, that is a sure number one sign for being pregnant. Maybe that's you. You missed your period and you are wondering you might be pregnant. You might be having symptoms already, or you already know for sure that you are pregnant. And you've begun to wonder what it's like to be in the first trimester. Hold on, sister. Let's take it step by step. If you know that you are pregnant, well, it's super big congratulations to you. That's very exciting. If you are not sure, well, I am here to give you the earliest signs of pregnancy you might experience before your next period. These are signs that many people don't talk about, but these signs and symptoms might shock you. Before we go into the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. Let's get started. Throughout your cycle, the position of your cervix changes. When you are ovulating, your cervix comes up. And after ovulating, your cervix drops lower. If you've been tracking your cycle and you know this about your ovulation, it is easy to track and know the position of your cervix, which does not drop down when you are pregnant. If you know the position of your cervix, it will be high if you have ovulated already. And when you get pregnant, it will stay up high and it's not going to lower down before your next period. And if you are pregnant, it will drop down for the next cycle. The second sign of pregnancy that many women don't know about is the texture of your cervix. The texture of your cervix is also a good sign to know. Your cervix changes in texture throughout your cycle, particularly when you are ovulating. And if you are pregnant, your cervix will feel soft to the touch. And if you are not pregnant, it will feel hard and firm, like the tip of your nose, and for most women, like the forehead. If you've been monitoring your cervix for a few months before this, it is really helpful to know what your cervix looks and feels like. Another sign of pregnancy is your cervical fluid. Your cervical fluid is also a very helpful sign to give you an early clue a couple of days before your missed period. Like I said earlier, if you are familiar with the signs that you are ovulating or you've ovulated or not, this should be easy to notice. Your cervical fluid is typically stretchy, sticky, opaque, sort of like see-through or the color of water. And it's very similar to egg whites during ovulation. And if you become pregnant, it is likely that your cervical fluid will continue to be creamy and increase in amount throughout your pregnancy. However, if you are not pregnant, your cervical fluid will dry up and may look like milk that has gone bad, or you may not discharge as much. Another favorite sign of pregnancy is your basal body temperature. Basal body temperature first thing in the morning is also a huge early sign of pregnancy before your missed period. You can track your body temperature throughout your cycle, and a rise in body temperature by only 1 degree could be an early sign of pregnancy. This could also be a sign of high fertility, and if you have not been intimate with your husband for more than a day and you are trying to be pregnant, this is the time to get busy. So these are all signs of pregnancy before your missed period that a lot of women experience. And if you are not very knowledgeable in this, I've made a video on how to know your high fertility window for women who are trying to be pregnant. So I will link that video up here, or it is in the description box below. Let's move on to the next sign of pregnancy that I know a lot of women go through, and that is morning sickness or nausea and vomiting. That's the favorite of a lot of women, but also the dreaded. Most women know that they are pregnant when they start to feel nauseated. And by the way, morning sickness does not only happen in the morning. It is an all-day sickness for a lot of women. For me, it was increase in saliva. I'm not sure, maybe because I was carrying multiple, but I know from experience that a lot of women from where I'm coming from also experience increase in saliva. Most women in the western part of the world experience more morning sickness than usual. And remember, morning sickness is something that goes away by the 12 or the 14 weeks of pregnancy. So hang in there. If it is really bothering you, remember to always choose food first approach. Balancing your food appropriately to be blood sugar friendly is very, very helpful. I have made a video about morning sickness and nausea that I will also link in the description box, and I have it over here or there. I'm not sure where the link goes. You can also check my video tab and watch it. I have a yummy smoothie recipe that has been super helpful for a lot of women who have tried it or who I have shared it with. So make sure to check it out. The next sign of pregnancy is breast tenderness. And this is something that a lot of women experience. Sometimes we experience it during our menstrual period as well, but it also happens when a woman is pregnant. The breast will feel very sore and tender. Some women may experience breast tenderness during their period, but I would say this one in pregnancy might be an upgraded soreness and tenderness. Some women cannot even touch their breast. They may feel swollen and full. These are all signs for most women when their period is coming, and are big signs for pregnancy for most women as well. If you are paying attention, this should be something that you want to track. This is like a major sign of pregnancy for most women. If you are that woman who does not get breast tenderness during your period, sure way sign to tell if it is pregnancy is by the tenderness and soreness of your breast. Of course, there are so many women who experience this every month. It is also important to know that breast tenderness may start as early and gets worse as the pregnancy progresses. The soreness and tenderness is most likely extra tissue growth in preparation for breast milk and breastfeeding when the baby comes. The tissues have to grow, and they grow exponentially bigger in size and number. Because Allah in His infinite wisdom is making all of this to happen. The increase in number of tissues is so that more milk is produced by the time your baby comes earthside, inshallah. And that is why I always emphasize this to women. Knowing your ovulation, knowing your menstrual cycle is one of the key medicine for us women, because it's a lot of things that women need to know and we don't. Knowing your menstrual cycle is one of the most important things that every woman must know, the basics. This is information that a lot of women don't know, so please make it a point to share it to other women in any group that you belong to, so they can also feel empowered. And that's it for now. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more information and practical tips on supporting fertility, pregnancy, and postpartum. Check out the description box for all the facts mentioned in this video. Until my next video, please check out this video and keep watching. Thanks for watching. Jazakumullahu khairan. Be in the best of health and iman. Assalamu alaikum.